Morning all, just received my new releases, some of them for today. I get mine from Element Games in the UK. I like them just because I know that if I order new releases, I pretty much get them on the day of release, which is good. Plus obviously they're fairly good discount for online wise. Obviously I have to pay for them, no one gives these things to me for free. And this morning is powered by coffee. So, okay, let's have a look at what we've got. Let's start off with the dice. So, these are pretty nice by the looks of them. I like the box. That's kind of cool. Seems like we've gone for the cardboard these days. Often we still get some of the dice in the plastic containers, but I do quite like the cardboard. However, a lot of my stuff stored in the garage, I find that the cardboard often goes a bit soft. So I do like the plastic keeping stuff out. So what have we got in here? We've got a nice, this is not so exciting a tray, I have to say. That's why I kind of like those hard, solid plastic containers. I know they can last. I don't exactly see how I'm going to store my dice back in there without that, but never mind. Let's have a look at these babies. Move your knife out of the way. So we've got all the different sides, and what I quite like with I've seen on some of the new ones is, of course, you can decide what your skull and your faction symbol can actually be. Now, interestingly, when I used to work for Games Workshop back in the day, there was a fellow called Nick Christoffoli who actually suggested the idea that one side with a symbol can be either a 1 or a 6, and the other side equally could be a 1 or a 6. So for example, you could have Chaos symbol and Imperium symbol, and depending on who you were playing, you could decide which one was which. And you know, those years ago they were like, oh no, we can't possibly do that, we can only replace one of the symbols. But it looks like, interestingly, these days we now have a symbol on both the 1 and the 6, so you can decide before the game, making it clear. I quite like the idea of the skull one being the 1. When you're failing your armour saves, kind of rubs it in a little bit. Okay, so they're all fairly nice. Quite like them. Kind of a sucker for dice. Do like it. So I quite like the box. Apart from, it's not quite so handy, I don't think, for storing them, like I said. Okay, so that's those. Okay, so what we've got next? Oh, a little bit of coffee, keep me going. Very good. Okay, so Captain General. Let's have a look at him. I quite like the idea of him. I'm interested to see for myself the size difference with the Valoris Marines. I'd like to use these right alongside and being the same size, so I'm actually quite interested to see how they compare, and I'll reach one out in a minute so you can have a look. Okay, so get them open. Move all the rubbish out of the way. Right then. So he's in his little black tray, and comes with his card, his instructions. All good, and I do like the fact we also have all the appropriate languages, and his stats. Brilliant. Okay, well, I suppose some of you might be quite interested in what we've got on there, so I'll let you have a quick look. I'll have a look at that later. So, okay. I want to actually have a look at the sprues is what I'm more excited about. So, what have we got? So the first sprue, got his back, looks nice, I like that. I love the cloak with the eagle on it. It's going to be quite interesting whether that's highlighted or you just leave it to be a bit of a, let the ink see how that shows up first of all, and then see how well you can highlight that, or we'll go from there. Very nice lion face. That's nice. That's good. An amazing amount of detail, but what the detail there is, obviously, I'm guessing these days this one's on a computer designed. So it's all going to be nice and neat and the right proportions. And let's have a look at the second sprue. Axe is beautiful. That's really nice. I do like that. That's quite good. Not so keen on the feathers. Not really my kind of thing. So, but at least that whole shield with the feathers is completely separate. I often find with a lot of the characters these days that you can't do much converting till you stick the whole thing together, because of the amazing way they get them to fit together these days, with the body parts all interlacing and overlapping. I have to often glue the whole model together and then convert from there. So it's nice to have little pieces that I can just leave off and see how it fits in. I guess that's a little bit for his base. So, copyrighted 2018, that's interesting. So, I would guess therefore the hasn't been made before last year. The sprue has been made last year, so very new. That's nice. And our base. Okay, bro. Yeah, very good. Okay, I'll leave them to the side for a second, and let's have a look at the next one. Okay, Allarus Custodians. Looking good. A strange mark on the box there. Nice print, I reckon. Looking good. As you normally would imagine. I do prefer the idea of the helmets. I'm not a big fan of any of the Imperium not wearing their helmets, especially things like Marines, Legionaries, Custodians. I do like the idea of them actually wearing their helmets. I think they look a lot better as well. Just my own personal opinion. I do prefer doing that. With my Marines, I don't have a single Marine without a helmet on. Because if you were that much armour, why would you not? Nice booklet, actually feels pretty solid, this one, nice and thick. Lovely picture on the back. Lovely normal stuff, but actually these pages are much thicker than this. Actually feels quite thin in comparison. This is much nicer card. I do like these quality instruction booklets, but even just that little thing for me of having slightly thicker paper gives it a bit more of a quality feel. Nice. Okay, so let's have a look at the sprues. That's the bit I like to look at. So here we go. Here's our first one. Again, 2018. Really like the standard. Really like this. I'm tempted to use these standards for my Ultramarines, sort of more of a Roman feel rather than the banners. Or the Eagle standard, I quite like that idea. Probably with less of the ropes on, but or perhaps even some little banners coming off there or something, but we'll see when we get to that. So, like I said, I'm going to use these guys with the helmets. No helmets on here. Let's have a look at the bodies and the heads. Oh, there's the helmets. Oh, they're lovely. I like them. I like them a lot. They are nice. So yeah, weapons, again, nice, not overly ornate, but then again, as for painting wise, it's probably going to be quite nice to highlight those. Be interested to see how, starting off with the inks, we'll bring some of that detail out and go from there. Horsehair plumes, again, I'm not sure whether I'll use those. Ooh, nice symbols on the back of the cloaks, that's good. I hadn't actually noticed those online. No. Nice. Okay, so there you go. There's the other sprue. And our bases, same size as the captain. There we are. Okay. So as promised, I have quickly tacked one together. The superstructure, I haven't put all the detail on. I just wanted to show you the size comparison. I'm pleasantly surprised. I wanted to compare them to the Primaris Marines, mainly because I'm probably not going to use these particular ones as custodians. Actually, some of you may cry heresy. They're going to be some honour guard, either for Marnis Calgar, who I'm going to convert, or perhaps even Gilliman himself, so we'll see. But like, I'll show you the size comparison and my impressions of. You can see a normal Primaris Marine, definitely taller. I mean, yes, okay, he's in bigger armour anyway, but you know, he suitably taller as a custodian should be with his gene seed. So I'm pleasantly surprised with that. So that's good. Lovely size of the weapons and everything, it's just brilliant, really like it. Great pose. Ooh, on the pose front, just a little tip actually, in case some of you love posing your models. Tip with the head, whenever you're posing a model, try, if you can, that the head is looking the same direction as one of the feet, okay, and also that the weapon lined up too. You'll often find they look better when the head is looking in the same direction as one of the feet. I don't know why, probably something psychological behind that, but it often makes your model look a little bit better. Not always, you know, depends on what you're trying to do with it, but it's a general rule. So for example, this one, I've lined his head up with his right foot, because also he's doing something with his his left foot, sorry, I don't know my left from my right. I haven't put a weapon on him yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with a weapon yet. I've just put this particular axe on for the minute, which I actually quite like because it's different than the other one, which is quite grey knightish. Probably could also use these for grey knights, actually, thinking about it. I haven't put his horsehair plume on yet either. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use that. So let's have a look at him compared to the chaplain. Again, he's slightly taller. I do love this chaplain model, by the way. Other thing I do with all of my models is put a coin on the base. These bases suit 2p coins pretty well. Gives them a nice weighty feel and a lot less likely to fall over. But actually they feel nice. They feel something marine-like when you're moving your models around the board, which I quite like. So let's have a look at the Gravis armour. This is the one I'm interested in. So at a glance, even so, I think he's slightly taller than the Marine in the Gravis armour, which again is pretty suitable. So this is one of my captains. Again, you can see I've got my weight on the bottom. So the Marine is a bit chunkier, but then again he's got his all backpacks and stuff, whereas the Custodians haven't. So if that gives you any idea of size comparison. And his lordship himself, yeah, obviously that's it, but I think he would make a great honour guard absolutely superb honour guard for someone like Gilliman. It makes me wonder what I'm going to do a conversion for Calgar as well as a Primaris Marine. You can see I've got his suitable weights on the bottom for him as well. Gives him a good bit of standing. So all in all, I'm very pleased with the size. It means that I can do stuff with them if necessary. I think it'd be lovely if we did some Grey Knights. If Workshop had some Grey Knights the same sort of size, I think it would be wonderful. Slight thing, when I was gluing him together, like I said, I've only just quickly tacked him together. So I haven't cleaned him up yet or anything. For all of you mould line purists out there, I haven't done that yet. Interestingly, in the instructions, just one thing so far. 13. That isn't 13. These are 13s. That's actually a 53, but hey, these things often slip through. No real dramas. Excellent. Okay.